Welcome, everybody, to Rodney Anderson Live. This is a live show, not pre-recorded, where we talk about all questions, comments, and concerns pertaining to OU. I'm going to get into some of my thoughts off rip, checking in with the starting five, Rodney's starting five thoughts. Number one, I just feel like we have to talk about it. It's the whole U.S. Olympic hockey team thing. The men win, great, gold medal. Women also won, gold medal. And then there's the thing where Trump's like on the phone with the men's hockey team. And he just says some things that is, it's like he just brings up the women's hockey team for some reason, in a pretty bad way. What's the word I'm looking for, Brandon? Derogatory. Thank you. I just don't get it. Like, we just need to appreciate women's sports a little bit more, because the stats that come out after people say dumb things like that, it's just like overwhelmingly women are successful. Our U.S. women are successful in the Olympics. Like they've some stat about them winning over 60% of our gold medals or something like that just this year. I saw some stat. It was something like that. And it just got me thinking about just women in sports. It's so tough to be a woman, just period, just in this world, all these things going against you, and then to step into yet another male-dominated field, the sports industry, and try to have success. It's like, come on. It's a little bit weird. And like, also, what kind of example are you putting out there for everybody else, watching? There's a lot of young girls watching our president say that. That's a very weird thing as well. But I don't know. Are we, BG, we're still good on here? Okay, just make sure. Yeah, especially at a place here like OU where all of our women's teams are so dominant. It's fan bases like ours that should be coming to the rescue of these, not the rescue really, but just should be standing up for, our women Olympic team, because we can't be speaking out both sides of our mouths. Like, we can't enjoy all these women in sports and watching them win championships here in a Sooners jersey, and then as soon as they could go put on Team USA jersey, we stop rooting for them and stop championing women as a whole. It's just such a weird thing to be so for women's sports when you want to be, and then not be a proponent of like helping push it forward. And, I don't think anybody's really figured out how to push, women's sports, to the point where it's equal with men's sports. I think it can be done. It's just like nobody's really figured that out yet. It's going to have to be different, I think. But we're definitely not going to get there. It's going to be a lot longer of a process if, we're speaking like our president was speaking about the women's Olympic team. I just think the message is not so much political. It's just, let's be good people and support, champions that worked hard, and, there was blood, sweat, and tears on both sides, men and women. And the comments of the commander-in-chief just did not sit well with me.
It's big time, though, getting gold, both men's and women's.
Yeah, I mean,
Canada and both. Big time.
Exactly.
Hey, men, first time since the Miracle.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Dang. What's taking us so long?
It's crazy, though.
Yeah. No, it is like like if anything, if you're gonna bring up other people when you're calling us like a team, like man, I'm so glad that y'all won gold. You add it to the collection of all the other gold that we've won. You know, like it is a great, like we are successful in athletics as a country. Let's just make that the narrative.
Mhm.
You know, we're all pulling on the same rope,
We have
as
been.
BV would like to say.
Yeah, and we have been.
Hmm?
We have been in
Yeah.
the Olympics for sure. A lot
Yeah.
of gold medals.
Ton of gold medals. What we do.
Mhm.
Okay, moving on. I've said my piece. Agents, dude, we have an NIL meeting every single week. And for those of you just joining, appreciate y'all joining the chat. Questions, comments, concerns, we'll get to them all. But yeah, we have an NIL meeting every single week. And in the meeting this week, I won't say the agents' names or the agency, but we were talking about it was mentioned in the meeting how much these agents were charging our student athletes. And I wasn't the best meeting participant after I heard that. I was like, Brandon was there. I was like, dude, what are we doing? This is ridiculous. Who's telling our student athletes that this is okay? And the answer was nobody really, because the university can't get involved and, you know, tell you who to sign with or give you advice on who to sign with. But bruh, I just want to say it on my platform, our platform, so that it's out there and hopefully those that are listening can share this and it can get out there. At the professional level, when an agent takes a cut of your contract, your player contract, you know, what you sign with the team, he can only take up to 3%. NFL-wise, like NBA, it's got to be similar. You know, other professional leagues, it's got to be similar. But my point is, like, it's very reasonable. You get 3% of that contract. And then marketing, you have a marketing contract too. Marketing-wise, if your agency goes out and gets you a Cane's chicken finger deal, then they're eligible to take up to usually 10 to 15% of that marketing deal that they go source. What I'm hearing at the college level is that these agents, from like their rev share, so their rev share contract would be comparable to their playing contract at a professional level. What I'm hearing is that these agents are taking 10 to 15% of the player contract, which is insane. And then they'll charge even more. What was it, like 15 to 20% maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've heard like standard across the country is that kind of
Like 20%.
those numbers. Yeah, about
Yeah.
20% or yep.
It's so overpriced. We did the math for one of our student athletes. So if one of our student athletes signed by this specific agency was to receive trade, so like a car, apparel, whatever, at a price at a certain value, after all the math was done, they would end up owing their agency money,
the value of the product.
the value of the product.
Like the percentage of a value.
Right. What?
I want to say I saw, I don't know if it was an agent talking. I can't remember. It was on Twitter or something. They said, look, if I want to make $150,000 off a contract in the league, yeah, I'm charging 5%, whatever. If I want to make $150,000 off a college contract, I got to charge 20. And so in their mind, what mattered was the end number.
Yeah.
Not which is crazy to me.
It's insane, dude. Like, somebody, Mark, my boy Mark hopped in. What up, Mark? Shout out to everybody else too. Hopping in, making comments. We'll get to everybody. But yeah, Mark said it. Agents are being predatory on these student athletes 100%. Like, as soon as I walked in the door and started working here and communicating with agents and talking to brands and student athletes, it was very clear. And I think agents started to see, like, dang, this isn't the pros. I'm gonna have to sign either a lot of student athletes to be able to support myself, let alone family, and or I'm gonna have to charge crazy percents that just takes money out of the pockets of the student athlete, out of their clients. And then you got some of these bigger agencies even just like signing these kids, doing nothing for them because they're just farming them until they they turn pro, and now they care about them. Like, just, we'll see if he's successful, and if he is, then we'll care. I hate how agents are operate. Now, I will say,
You've had good experiences.
I
though.
have had good experience with agents. Like, there are agents out there that are doing it for the right reasons, that are like very successful at the college space.
Yep.
But the reason that they're successful is because they know this, like they understand what it is. They're not trying to be predatory. They're just they're trying to help find opportunities. And usually those agents that are good to work with at this level have other jobs too that, you know, that are like really, you know, providing for them or whatever. Yeah, dude, I had to say that. I hate just how these people just want to take advantage of student athletes who are trying to learn how to be, you know, a part of this business, a part of this industry or whatever. It's annoying.
Well, that's why our role, like at One Oklahoma, we exist primarily to empower them and give them opportunities and let them grow in that. Right?
Yeah, I think that's why I do like the NIL work that we do here, is because we take in percentages of the student athlete's money. It's like we try to figure that out on the front end so that the student athlete gets all the benefit. Like, I don't get any percentage of the contracts that I help go find.
Right.
Neither do any of our other sellers. Like, got a whole team of like 10 people that are just going out finding deals and figuring out ways to work athletes into these sponsorship contracts. And nobody from Sooner Sports Properties or One Oklahoma is taking a cut. It's just all going to student athletes, which is how it should be. There's nothing wrong. There's space for agents. Like we said, we've had good relationships with them, but man,
because you also want you do want for athletes to have somebody that will advocate for them.
Of course,
right? Because I mean,
they'd be doing it themselves.
Some
otherwise,
marketing agencies that would be like, this kid doesn't know that he can get or she can get 10,000, and this is made up number.
Yeah.
They don't know they can get 10,000 off this, so I'm going to offer him 3, and they might just be excited by the 3. You know what I mean? I think that they do need to have someone who maybe understands the landscape.
Yeah.
But how's that managed in the league?
In the league?
Yeah.
Your team does it for you.
Well, but I mean, like, how do you make sure you have a good how do you make sure you have good representation? Isn't there like a certification or?
There's tons of certificate. Like, before that, like, it's even time to make a decision on who your agency is. Like, in order to be an agent, there's like months and months of training and test taking, and there's like this huge agent's exam, or if you don't pass it, you have to wait till like the next year to take it or something crazy like that. You know, I don't know all the specific rules to be an agent. It was never my bag, but there's tons of certification.
When you sign with someone, you can trust that.
Yeah, I can trust that
they know what they're doing.
Yeah, their percentages are going to be fair. They're going to be equal with everybody else's. They're going by the rules. They're not operating in any gray area, which is not the case at the college. There's no certification. Your mom's uncle's best friend who was in law school for a little while, but then he had to go back home for whatever reason, but he still remembers some law stuff, and so I can be your agent. That guy. There's too many of those guys out there, and gals. Yeah. Allen Sports Cards. How can I get you to sign a jersey? You got to find me in the wild, and I'll sign your jersey. Maybe bring it to the One Oklahoma office on Campus Corner. I'm here Mondays, Tuesdays, some other times during the week as well. What up, Cold Beef? Quincy, I see you. Yeah, we're gonna talk about baseball. Isn't that what's up next?
Yeah. Rankings.
Baseball is what, number 13 right now?
Different numbers across different polls. Braden had them earlier.
We are 11 in the NCAA rankings. I think softball we're 7th. That's what Brandon said, which is crazy. But that's another conversation too. Do we hold them to too high a standard? Or is it the right standard? I was looking,
we do have 2 losses, and I don't know if anyone ahead of us has. Baseball's 13 in D1 baseball.
Baseball's 13.
Undefeated, though. We're number 4 on USA softball. Yeah, it was Softball America had OU at 7, which I was looking. We do have 2 losses. I don't know that anyone in front of us has to, but also there was, I can't remember the stat we put up last week. We were like, our softball team was outscoring teams by like 50 runs or something like that. Like,
oh yeah. I mean,
It's like use the eye test.
yeah, every single year we go through this. Last year went through it bad because our team was so young. But every single year we'll lose a game here and there, and I feel like they'll drop us in the rankings, or like one person will drop us in the rankings, and people freak out a little bit, and then we end up in the playoffs. And
I wonder too, like this is maybe a tangent, but like I think about the NFL Hall of Fame, the Pro Football Hall of Fame ballots, where Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick both got left off and are not first ballot Hall of Famers, and Belichick's won 6, 7 Super Bowls.
yeah.
And was left off first ballot, and the narrative around it was like, oh, people are just kind of using their power of their vote and being a little petty about it. Like, how many do you think, especially in the early season rankings, they're like, I'm going to put them down at 7 just I can right now.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some of that. I think you said it earlier, like are people getting like a little bit of like used to seeing softball winning, or tired of seeing them win so much? So they like to play the villain, even if it is just for a few games, few weeks at the beginning of the season, and then they turn around and cheer for us in the playoffs.
The funny thing in all this is, I bet Patty would be like, "Shoot, I think we should be 17."
Yeah,
she's like,
honestly,
I bet she's that kind of coach.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like 7, the way we played last night. We should be 15. Yeah, for sure. She's that type.
But baseball's looking good, man.
Baseball's killing it right now. It would be really fun to have like a dominant baseball team in the SEC and in the country, which I mean, right now, pretty dominant. Just to keep it rolling like that, I think it'd be awesome. Yeah. Is SEC baseball? It's like that.
Oh yeah,
It's like that. Okay. Oh man, I'm being told that Mississippi State, Vandy, and Arkansas have got just phenomenal baseball facilities. I just didn't know. I do think that was it last year that we went to Omaha? Year before?
No, it's been a few years. Yeah.
22? Dang.
Yep.
4 years ago? Time is flying. Yeah. It's still like pretty early in the season to be, just giving them all the praise. But they've started super well.
Offense, man.
I don't see them slowing down. I mean,
the ball.
You start this hot, it's kind of hard to slow it down after that. Whatever. Yeah, great. They're doing great in the rankings. I think that they'll end up fine, both teams.
Yeah, Quincy called out too. Baseball plays undefeated Arizona State today.
Yeah.
So today and tomorrow.
Be a nice little test. We're
here
home.
Yeah.
Right.
Kimry Family Stadium.
Boy, that wind is howling. Like how does that affect?
I'm not hearing it at all.
Really?
Yeah. Like through the mics.
Oh, through the mics. No, but I can hear it though, and boy, it is whipping, and it just makes me think like, first pitch is at 4:00 today. I've never played baseball in this kind of wind. I'm assuming it's got to take some type of an effect, right? Yeah. I bet it does. I mean, that ball's too light.
I don't know, man. Cam Johnson pitches it through that wind.
Boy, whipping that thing, boy. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Go jump on the turnpike. Drive
I like
tell me.
I like Mark's question: is SEC baseball comparable to minor leagues? Everything that I've heard of the minor leagues makes me feel like I'd rather be in college. Yeah, I'd probably say SEC baseball. I've been on some training tables next to some minor league guys before, and it's just a grind. Like
riding buses.
like school
places,
buses.
yeah.
Like not like the nice village charter buses or whatever that drives us around. It's like a grimy old school bus.
Greyhound, like
Yeah, KDISD school bus. We're not using our buses this weekend, so you got it. You know? Yeah, probably SEC ball. There
I imagine it's only like the guys who get drafted top,
Mm.
maybe first round, first maybe couple rounds. I don't know, who like have a very clear path to the show, like to make it all the way up.
It's
Or
just
like, no, I'd rather go play college ball.
because most guys that get drafted in baseball don't. Like they end up on a AAA team, minor leagues, whatever, right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys get drafted and go to college.
Oh,
Like they'll get drafted out of there's a kid I
out of
know,
high school and
he
go.
got drafted out of
I
high
see.
school, but he got drafted in they've got like 20 rounds or something crazy, and so
Dang.
he's
So
like,
he gets drafted. He's like, instead of being on the minors, that's where
I'm gonna
Mark's
go
question's coming from,
Mhm.
probably. Yeah. Okay, I got you. Y'all put me on some knowledge today. Buddy Hield, man, retiring his jersey. Can I just say, like, I got to talk to, but we weren't like best friends or anything, but I think that makes the story even better. It's because it's like I was not scoring touchdowns all the time, Rodney Anderson yet. I was like just out of a neck brace, Rodney Anderson. When I would like run into Buddy, and he'd be like, "All right." Brandon's over there like, I'm just out of a neck brace, Rodney, and he's turning like with his whole body. I got you. That is actually how I had to turn though.
didn't you say your teammates would mess with you?
They would mess with me all the time. It was so messed up. Like this is like how close I feel like the brotherhood is. It's like dude's going through like the worst thing. I broke my freaking neck, dude. I'm in a neck brace for months. I'm missing the entire season. And my teammates are like throwing things at the back of my head to try to get me to turn around because they just think that it's funny. I've got to turn my whole body instead of just my neck. Ha ha. Mother freaking. Anyways, what were we even talking about? Oh, Buddy.
Buckets.
Yeah, no. I mean, I ran into him a couple of times. Like I just see him here and there. We knew of each other. I mean, I obviously knew who he was, but just a freaking solid dude. Like always down to earth, always makes the time, never too much. Moment's never too big for Buddy Hield. And so I think retiring his jersey, I'd love to see. I would love to argue with somebody who doesn't think his jersey should be retired. Like, come on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's just my quick thoughts on.
It's
on
cool.
Buddy.
I mean, they did a little reunion. That's what I was trying to think of. That Final Four team too.
Yeah,
That was cool.
I got my little Buddy Hield bobblehead.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, I got yours too in my car.
Okay, cool. Appreciate it.
While I'm thinking about it. Yeah. And then I feel bad about all the Rondell Moore stuff. Like, I think I just want to talk about this because just check on your friends, man. Check on your friends, check on your coworkers, just check on everybody. Because I think we can all agree that life is tough and there are things going on in everybody's life that are behind the scenes and kind of hard for other people to recognize. And so, dude, just sending that text or making that call or just popping your head into an office and saying like, hey, thinking of you, man. Hope your day's going well. It doesn't need to, nobody should be having to go through all this by themselves. And so prayers up for him and his family. And I know there's a lot of my former teammates that got to know him, and they just seemed pretty distraught over the news when it was breaking. And it was I think kind of interesting. You never want something like this to happen, but something like this does happen, and you see the emotions of all of these football guys, all of his teammates and former teammates, these dudes that previously like everybody's perception is like big, strong, fast football guys. And yeah, we're about the game. We're about like, let's get to it, that paper, and then something like they lose a friend. And then all of a sudden you see the human side where it's like, man, you should have called me, man. Like I'm going through it too. And that's just, That's just tough, So prayers up to Rondell Moore, his family, everything that I know that they're going through. Check on your people, man. Check on your people. Okay, let's move on to our first topic of the day. I think I'm ready. In the meantime, our shifting gears, let me look through some of these comments. Good to see you, Zip. Boom.soon, what's up? Good to see you in the chat. K Jones, champion 2026, says, hi, Rodney Anderson. Hi, K Jones, champion 2026. How are you doing? Mark, I didn't see the greedy mother effing agents. Not all of them are greedy, but a lot of them are greedy. Okay. All right, Sooners in the NFL. Let's talk about it. Not only do we have just a ton of guys in the league, let's start with dudes going into the draft this year.
Yeah, because this kind of, you have the Senior Bowl, Shrine Bowl, those things, but this really kicks off like the pre-draft process. Yeah.
Yes.
The combine.
I feel like all of the Reese's Senior Bowl and all that kind of stuff is really just after the season has ended, and so it's scouts have the time to actually just show up with their people, with their, they're coming from the Texans, they're showing up with their Texans crew to watch the Reese's Senior Bowl or whatever. But to your point, yeah, now it starts the true evaluation, like nitty gritty, all the combine stuff.
Yeah.
Which we've talked about on the double take. I don't know if I've talked about it on here about just combine process.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know if we're going to spend too much time on it, but combine was, growing up, I was like very looking forward to going and running my 40 and doing the shuttle and 3-cone drill, all this stuff, catching passes and, doing bag drills. Like that part of it, I think, is still fun and is still what guys think about. But everything that happens off the field is what really takes your energy. And it was hard. The combine was tough. It was a tough couple of days. Because as soon as you show up, you get registered and everything. You get your room, and then you are immediately off to the first thing, which is, for me, it was like medical. I was in the medical group. And so they bus you over to the hospital. You're there for hours, and you're talking like, I felt like they had a toe specialist, and they had a foot specialist, and they had an ankle specialist, and they had a shin specialist and a knee specialist. And I felt like I was going to each room, and they were just kind of hitting on everything. They did this one test. It pissed me off every single time they did it. So obviously they're looking at my report, and they're like, you broke your neck? And yeah, I broke my neck. And there's this test. It seems super like Stone Age. They would put their hand on top of my head, to some doctor, and he'd take his other fist and just start beating on the top of my head.
We call that break the egg.
I
do that to my kids all the time.
It hurt. It hurt, dude. Because they did it hard. I'm sure that you don't like.
No.
Like it was one of those, like if you do it to your kid, I'm sure you're just like, aha, break the egg. They were like rearing back and beating the top of my head.
After you said I broke my neck.
After I said I broke my neck. And
like, let's see what happens.
So it didn't feel good. Like, obviously. And I don't know if it was because my neck still kind of hurts. I mean, I played a whole season, so whatever, but it just didn't feel good. And they kept doing it, and I didn't want them to think that it was still a problem. So I had to like keep a straight face, but inside I'm just like, this freaking hurts. But yeah, it's things like that. And then, dude, the meetings on top of meetings on top of meetings. When I tell you that your schedule is back to back to back, like you have a break. It's like your transition period. Like you go to the next room. It is literally a 2-minute break, and then you're right back into another thing. There's like the job fair set up too, like where you got all the teams in one room. It starts at like 7 p.m. and it goes to like almost midnight. It's just, you're just in there. Carousel, this team. They're asking you trick questions. They're messing with you. And then you have your individual interviews where you go into a hotel room, and in that hotel room, the entire organization or front office is just stuffed in there. There's a chair right by the door. You sit down. Sometimes they make you stand. They might have your lowlights pulled up on the TV. They might have your highlights. They might have your injury reports. They might have your family's pictures on the TV. And it's all just to like mess with you. They're asking you weird stuff. They're asking you like draw up this play that you've never heard of or never ran, just to see how you interact or whatever. Boom.Sooner says Gabe and Teddy talk about how much they hated the combine. It's such a you grow up looking forward to it because you only see what you see on TV. But dude, the behind the scenes stuff is so annoying.
So then, like, what's the correlation then of like you walk into a room and your family's picture is on the TV to like mess with you? Like, what's the correlation to what happens in the league? Is it just like your mental ability to like process things, or?
I've always heard that it's like you're gonna hear crazy things out on the field, so we want to see what kind of mentality you have. Like, can you control yourself? Are you gonna be a liability? Are like all that kind of stuff, which I understand. And there are trick questions that you can ask and, ways to do that. But dude, some of the things that I've heard, I never got asked any crazy things, but dude, there are some people that's like no joke. I heard this from an athlete. Hey man, I heard your mom was a lady of the night. Like, is that true? First question, like off rip. And it's just to see like, is he gonna get irate? Like, is he gonna turn up? And it's like, you didn't have to ask that to figure that out. It's kind of weird. I would be like, I don't know. I probably wouldn't, but
what if they turn it and they were like, man, you didn't even stick up for your mom. How can I trust that you're going to stick up for your teammates?
Well, that's I think that's the goal. Like, they put you in situations where they know you're going to fail, but they just want to see how you handle it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, what if you're like, no, that's not true. They're like, that's all you're going to say? Like, you know what I mean? Like, but then if you lose your cool, they're like, oh, you don't have composure. And then if you like keep your cool, they're like, oh, I guess you just don't care if I'm going to talk smack. Like,
yeah, I think it's the best way I feel like to handle it is, honestly, I don't know. Like, I kind of feel like what would happen? It would have to be like a top guy, like a dude that knows he's getting picked.
Yeah.
But
like when Shadur tells teams like,
yeah, like
I'm not going to your, or his dad did that. Like,
or if he comes in, if I don't know, if I was number one, I knew I was going to get picked, and a team was in there talking about my mom, I'd just get up and walk out.
Yeah.
Be like, screw y'all. This is talking about my mom. But would I have really done that? I like to think I would have done that. My mom always used to tell me, doesn't matter what people say about me. I'm good. Just go out there and play. And so I think that's the point.
All right, so we got 10 attending this year at the conference.
Oh yeah, I totally got off track. Yeah, 7 defensive players, 3 offensive guys, which just a kind of a testament to the type of team we had. Yeah, real quick, R. Mason Thomas, obviously, Grayson Halton, Marvin Jones Jr., Dominic Williams, Kendall Daniels, Owen Heineke, Robert Spears Jennings. That's all the defensive guys. And then Deion Burks, Jaron Kanik, and Fabechi Wiwu from the offensive side of the ball. I think it's just going to take a lot of there are some of these guys on this list that I feel like the combine, pro day, it's going to be very, very important for them. I think just off the top, Jaron Kanik, Owen Heineke, I think even Robert Spears Jennings is going to have like quite a lot to prove. I think he'll probably get picked up in the late rounds, but I feel like he could really improve his draft stock with the combine and the pro and a good pro day. Dominic Williams, we talked about him a little bit earlier.
Mm-hmm.
A guy that it was competing a lot. He had Jaden Jackson, David Stone breathing down his neck. And so a lot of rotation at that position, but every time he was in there was no drop off, just a solid dude. And so he'll land somewhere. I think his whole experience, his path really is going to prepare him for this moment. His whole journey from TCU, he wins a national championship there. You were saying earlier, like, he is the guy at TCU. But then, he comes to OU, and now there's all this other talent that's surrounding him. He's having to compete. He's having to, like Caleb Kelly always says, iron sharpens iron. And so I think that's going to help him at the league. Like, it's just always competition day in and day out. Your spot is not secure in the not for long league. But then there's guys like that I know are going to do well, like Deion Burks, and he's just going to, like, he was already going to go at a nice spot in the draft. I think he will only improve himself here. He's so explosive, and I don't think, just because of how our offense was a little bit slower to come on, didn't have the opportunities to show that. And he's going to go out there and fly down the track, or I guess the sideline technically, on the 40.
Yeah.
He's going to really impress, I think, in the short distance cone drills, like the shuttle, 3-cone, like the L drill. I just think if he minimal drops, that's all he's got to focus on. And he's had sure hands here. So, not even really a thing. Big days. Owen Heineke should be treating these days like the Super Bowl. And like he is. I know he is. But he could only, I think there's a lot of story behind him, and I bet the eyes will be on him just to see, like, all right, is the story true? Should I take a chance on this guy in some late rounds and, just let him continue to prove himself? I think that's kind of, wouldn't you agree? That's kind of like his thing. Just continue to prove yourself.
Yeah. He's continued to.
Yeah.
I remember when I first started, we were going to do like a series on walk-ons.
Mm-hmm.
And Owen was on my list of people to shoot, pregame and stuff like that, get some footage of. And it was one of those deals was like, only chance we're going to have to get guys like Owen and the rest of these, it's going to be probably pregame or in those early season games. They just don't get a ton of work later on in the season. And it's crazy to know that, like, then he turned into a stud linebacker.
Yeah.
He's worked hard, too.
It takes a lot harder work than, like, how we make it seem, how everybody makes it seem. Like, it's not just hard work. Like, it's hard, disgusting work day in and day out. It's the consistency of hard work that he had to have to get to where he's at. And, like, he's still looking down the barrel at a lot more days that he needs to be consistent before he's probably if he ever will be satisfied. He doesn't strike me as that type of a guy to be content. And so he's just a grind. Like, any team would be lucky to have. Any team would be lucky to have any of these guys, I think. But especially Owen, especially how NCAA has been doing him. I still don't think we heard on his appeal, right?
No.
Freaking NCAA. Yeah, Fabechi, I feel like he's just like, we all know about him, but he's a sleeper, I think, and wherever he lands, he's going to have a long career. As long as he can stay healthy, he's got a good head on his shoulders. He's not let anything through. He's a solid dude.
I think I saw his pressure percentage was like 1% on the year.
I'll take that.
Something crazy.
Yeah. 1% of the time you can get a QB pressure on Fabechi Weewu. Doesn't sound very promising, anybody going against him. We got a lot of dudes entering the draft that will eventually meet a lot of dudes that are
0.5%.
5%. Oh.
0.5.
Oh, 0.5. Shoot. So, if you went and pass rushed against Fabechi Weewu at 360 once a day for 365 days, you may get a pressure on the quarterback once a year. Maybe. That's crazy. We got a lot of dudes already in the NFL to meet these guys. I mean, it's just insane. Who's up for contract extension? Anton
Harrison.
Eligible
for an extension.
Yep. Down in Jacksonville.
Mm.
They like him. He'll stick around for show. But just I like seeing things like that because it makes me remember that we've got the like a professional offensive line pro maker.
Yeah, and I think that's like having 10 guys up from 3 last year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's showing that like the staff's development is
Yes.
taking hold, right?
Yeah.
We knew Beatonbow had development because he's been putting guys in the league and they've been getting paid. But now you're seeing like there's a recognition of we know a kid coached by Brent Venable's staff is going to be pro ready.
Yeah. Dude, I did forget about Jade Knott. How come he wasn't on
Well, he's not going to
the draft or the combine?
Right. I don't whether he participates in pro day here. I don't know, but there's a few guys. Keontae is also draft eligible.
Okay.
I had him pulled up earlier. Keontae Lewis is draft eligible. Derek Simmons is draft eligible.
Yeah.
Will Huggins, Major Melson, Austin Welch, a few other like guys that are eligibilities that they're not coming back, but they are eligible for the draft. And a lot of times those guys do participate in pro day.
Yeah.
Even if they're not going to combine or whatever. So Ott's in that group.
Pro day will be huge. I bet Ott comes to our pro day.
Yeah.
It would make sense. You got 10 dudes going to the combine that will also be at pro day. Most of the teams will be here. And
someone will be.
yeah, I think I liked pro day, I think, a lot better than the combine. I don't understand why the combine couldn't be more like pro day. That might be a different conversation, but pro day was a lot more relaxed. It's like show up to the facility that you've been shown up to at, I think, like 7 a.m. or whatever the time it was. That is one crazy thing. Like, man, you got those I just hope we don't got any knuckleheads. I had a couple of knucklehead teammates that it's like pro day. They didn't go to the combine. It's like they've been training for pro day and they show up late to pro day. It's like, bro, what are you doing? Like the easiest little, like you literally do all your testing, then you go over to the Everest, you run your routes, do your drills, talk to some teams. That's the day. You know, you're probably done by 1 or 2.
Yep.
So, all right. I saw a couple of these comments I wanted to get to. What would happen if Buki Radley Hiles went one-on-one with you in Oklahoma drill?
I could see on your face when you read that earlier.
Did you? I got a story about that actually.
Met him in the Gap.
Yeah. Well, he met me. It was such a BS thing. The way I remember it, I'm sure we could get Caleb to pull it if we really needed to, but it's like one of those periods where you're running plays and it's like good on good, but nobody's going to the ground and everybody's like fitting up and like it's an aggressive fit up. Like you're putting hands on people, but you're not. There's no like true contact and you're not shedding and nobody's making tackles. And so it's like that kind of, it's contact, but we're staying up. And so I only had protection on this play. I step up in my gap, my linebacker drops. And so I'm looking to help. I'm even starting to slide over to the tackle. I'm like, all right, let me go help him. He's on an island. And I see Buki from depth, like safety depth. And at some point, the play starts to slow down. The guy that I'm working to is there, like his matchup is slowing down. So I literally just stand up. Like I kind of just stop. I stop shuffling. I stand up. I see Buki coming down, and I'm thinking like, okay, like he's gonna come fit up. I'm literally standing here. I may have been in like a little athletic position, and he like comes and just. Like lets off on me. I'm just like, dude, what are we doing here? To say,
gotta get to that quarterback.
Yeah, well, he let off, and it was kind of like, hey, man, chill. All that to say, I'm glad we started recruiting taller, bigger safeties. I'm such an asshole. I shouldn't have said that. I'm just a little bit upset. I think I'm still holding some resentment because it's like I was never that type of like, oh yeah, let me go get this free shot on this guy.
Yeah.
I hated that kind of, because then it's like it's also I'm gonna go let off on this defenseless guy who sees me coming, and then I'm gonna talk mess afterwards. Still didn't get to the ball, brother. We may have even scored on that play. Now I want to see the play. Anyway, whatever. I think if I was in a Oklahoma drill with Buki, I'd probably just hurdle him. I'm reading this question mark. Getting drafted highly and the money in teams that come with, or getting drafted late but to a better situation, considerably less money. I don't know. I think you probably want to land on a team that like needs you and like has plans for you, which usually that's like later rounds. Like rounds 1 and 2, teams are just drafting players that are just good. You know. I don't know. I think I don't know. Like if I was drafted in the second round, for example, like yeah, I would have loved all that money. You know, I'm a competitor. I go to a team that maybe has a running back already. I want to compete. I want to learn. And while I'm competing and learning, I did just get paid. So, and I'm still going to continue to get paid. Versus, you know, I'm still getting paid. Like considerably less is still a lot.
Yeah. And
so I'm still getting paid a good chunk of money every week for 16 weeks. But I'm playing and I don't know. I think that's what I prefer. Because also, I think if you're an undrafted free agent, your contract is also not as long. And so where these dudes are locked into rookie salary for 3 to 4 years, sometimes 5 with that 5th year option, so 4 to 5 years. Like they're kind of stuck there at that salary number. Whereas if you are an undrafted free agent, you might play 2 years for that team. Your contract is up. Maybe they sign you back. Maybe they trade you off to somebody else. But you've put tape on. And so a team is likely to pick you up, or that team is likely to sign you back. And it's obviously going to be for a way bigger number. So, I don't know, you're not really delaying the money. You're just delaying the big payday. I think I'd go lower round, lesser money to a team that needs me versus, you know, getting that big paycheck up front to a team that drafted me high.
Do you get more legs out of your career, though, if you go earlier? Like, oh, maybe, like, so say in your rookie contract, you're a first-round pick, you don't perform super great, are teams more likely to say, well, we'll give him a chance here, and you get that second contract
I think
based off, like, still maybe unmet potential?
You're asking the wrong guy that, because I did nothing at the Bengals but tear my ACLs, and they kept giving me chances.
Gotcha.
And so, like, I think it's probably nuanced situation. I think it's because, honestly, like, Zach Taylor is a Norman guy. Mm-hmm. His parents lived here. I'd met his family, and he was drafting a bunch of, like, he drafted me, the Norman guy, but
ended up with the whole
with Samaje and Joe. Like, we were all back in the same room. Jordan Evans was there at that time. Austin Seibert was there at that time. I thought there was one more. Maybe not. Orlando Brown came after I was gone, but ended up coming. Cody Ford is there now. So I don't know. I think there's also like that who you know and connections thing as well, kind of playing. I really feel like that's why I stuck around. There's like a lot of potential. I think he knew the ceiling was high, and willing to hold on for X amount of time. For me, it was 2 years, and He's like, look, I can't wait any longer, which is kind of what he said whenever I was on the way out. He's like, I wish it could have worked out. We've just got to move on to a different direction. I was like, dude, I already know. I get it.
Thanks for hanging on to me for this long.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't be upset. I was really upset.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, I couldn't be. I wasn't mad at anybody at the Bengals. It was my own doing. Couldn't get healthy. Which I just want to. Maybe we should make this a whole other thing when it's relevant. But I saw a comment. I can't remember who said it now. Some athlete took issue with people saying, "Just get healthy." It's like not that easy, dude. And I just maybe that should be another segment for another day. But it's so much more than just, oh yeah, dude, just get healthy. If you could have just stayed healthy, like I was getting injured on purpose.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. All right.
Talking about, we got a few guys we want to see get healthy and perform next year. Kyler, Joe.
Dude.
Would like to see them get healthy and have good bounce backs next year.
Joe Mixon. Man. If I could just give him a new set of legs, just like fresh legs, he'd be tearing this league up right now.
Yeah. He's
never, like every time he's played, it's been at a high level and people are trying to catch up. It's just, he's been in the league for some years now.
Mm-hmm.
He left it's 10 years this year.
Running back too.
That's hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's so hard to do.
You got him and Samaje both.
Yeah, they came out at the same time. Samaje was with the Bengals still, right?
Can't remember.
I think he's still with the Bengals, if I remember correctly. Yeah, dude. Samaje, man, he must have cut some deal with somebody, like met an old witch doctor down in New Orleans or something when we were at the Sugar Bowl, and sold his left pinky toe or something for all this longevity. Like I don't talk to him every day, but seems like he's been relatively sturdy.
Yeah.
Just a tank.
Mm-hmm.
And consistent. He'll always still falling forward, still scoring touchdowns, still and when it matters. He's been in some big moments on teams that he's not even been on for that long. And he always comes through. So. Hated worldwide. You're my favorite Sooner of all time now. Oh man. Because of the Buki story?
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Sooner Cowboy 706. I tore my ACL twice. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah. I'm on 4. After the second time, I was way over it. So yeah, I'm right there with you, buddy. How'd you tear it? Curious. Not that easy, dude. I like that idea. I'm gonna give Mark some credit. Doing a not that easy, dude segment.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about that often, but we've not actually done it.
I mean, that's how the McAfee kicking thing started.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
People always talking trash on kickers. And
it's just like, I wish that every fan had the opportunity to go out there, run a few plays, or do a series. It doesn't go well, and then just sit on the bench 5 feet away from the front row. It is ridiculous the things that people think they know. It's ridiculous the things that they think that they see. Like, you should have blah blah blah, lady. If we'd have done that, it would have been worse. Or well, back in my day, brother, back in your day, you wore leather helmets, so it's a bit different now. Yeah, bro. I would love to just strap people in helmets and shoulder pads and let them go against anybody. Oklahoma drill against our kickers. That's how I feel. Like, it wouldn't go good for any normal person. Like, you're just not. Well, I'm off of it.
I believe it.
Yeah, dude. It's It's all like when we had Hollywood race that fan.
Mm-hmm. I looked up 10-yard head start,
15,
15-yard head start, and 50-yard.
40.
I guess what I looked up was wrong.
Oh, you looked it up?
Yeah.
Oh, my, I didn't hear you.
No,
Sorry.
You're good. You're good.
It was 10-yard head start, 50-yard dash.
I think so.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
It's still like,
because you have to think that person is. It's not like they. Nah, I guess I need to look it up, and maybe you guys help us out. Was it the guy started 10 yards ahead of him, or they started at the same spot and Hollywood was able to go? Once
I remember
the guy
him
hit
starting 10 yards ahead of him.
So
Like they didn't start at the same time. He didn't have his full steam ahead, his full head of steam picked up. They both just kind of cold start.
Okay.
One from the goal line, one from the 10.
Okay. So say he caught him from a cold start while he's at a full sprint, but they were both. Okay.
Yeah. And then by the time he passed them, they still had like 15 yards to go. And he just kept gapping them and looking back. But I think our kicker would have, like Austin Seibert would have caught that fan. Maybe not the biggest gap on the backside, but he'd have caught that fan and he would have beat him in that race. I kind of think even a few of our O linemen probably would have caught him. It seems on TV, dog.
It's a handful of our 41 guys in the league right now. Crazy.
41 guys in the league is just insane. All right. Do we have a guy on each team?
Nah, I don't think so.
It would have been cool.
Feels like most of them are on like the Chiefs right now. Eagles have
Chiefs,
have
Eagles, Bucks.
Yeah.
Bengals got a
I was
couple.
about to say at one point the Bengals, yeah.
Bengals had a few at one point. I think if I was able to stay healthy, like what was happening with the O-line was happening with the O-line. If everything would have stayed the same for like another year, it would have been Austin Seibert, Jordan Evans, me, Samaje, Joe Mixon, Orlando Brown, Cody Ford, and then like if you want to include Zach Taylor, since his parents are from Norman. There've been 7 of them on one team. Wild. All right. What do we got next, Brandon?
Facilities.
Let's go facilities. Yeah, athletic facilities. Just kind of like overarching, we have a lot of facilities projects going on currently. And is that important these days with NIL? What should be the first thing that we go tackle? And as far as facilities projects, I don't know. I like the arena project. I really like the arena project. I feel like that's going to bring like a whole new vibe to Norman. Make it a little bit more like it's already a college football town, but it's going to like make it feel like a little bit more of a SEC, big, new, shiny.
So baseball or basketball?
I'm talking basketball arena. Yeah. But all this new knowledge I'm learning about SEC baseball, I mean, that project is going to be pretty awesome too, is what it sounds like. I just want to make sure that in a sport like baseball, where for us, I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like for us, I feel like baseball, we're growing into the SEC. We've always had a solid baseball program. I know that. But like SEC ball, SEC play, I feel like we're growing into it at a nice little rate. I feel like to help propel us along and keep that sport humming, like let's put the fans first in that situation. You know, I don't know what the plans are for that renovation. Are we going to take away the berm?
Yeah, but they're adding more seats.
To the berm.
Outfield berms, I think they're adding permanent seating in a couple of years, but like after this season, they're going to start on like down the foul lines, those berms. They're going to add more bleachers there.
More bleachers down the foul lines where the berm is. Okay. I
think
liked.
I mean, it's seating, but it's also, I mean, it's facilities too. Like you think about, and I'm guessing on some of this, but like weight training or hitting cages or
Yeah.
things like that too.
They're building a new clubhouse because their home clubhouse is on the third baseline now, and they're building the new clubhouse on the first baseline.
Right. Yeah, it's if anything needed to be done first, I would definitely start with the players and like their part of the facilities because it is outdated in there. Just I've been in there a couple of times to go get athletes or whatever, and I'm not a baseball guy, but it could be shinier in there for sure. And so you start there, I think, and then I feel like I don't know, I've not been out there, but baseball fans sitting on top of opponents and even our own guys like supporting and stuff, I think that's a fun atmosphere. Probably what it's like at Mississippi State and Vandy, right? I don't know. Fun atmosphere, which is what I think the arena project is going to bring, like all these restaurants that are going to be attached to it and shops and stuff attached to it and around it. It's going to create like a scene. And so, like, while you're out there, you might as well go to the games, part of the night. Or, I'm out at the game and I got all this stuff to do out around before and after. Like, it's very similar to, like, I'm imagining, like a Kansas City. What's their arena? The T-Mobile Center? The Power and Light District.
Yeah,
that's what I'm really talking about. That's a great area, and I think that would be awesome in Norman. Something similar to it. The gymnastics facility looks amazing. Both men and women. If you haven't, what's that road that connects Jenkins and Chautauqua? Imhoff? Yeah. Or, is that where the gymnastics facility is? Imhoff. Yeah. If you haven't driven down Imhoff, however you say it, and looked at the new gymnastics facility display, it's so fire. Like, how tall would you say that trophy wall is?
I don't know. It's a cool flex, though.
Like, I don't know. I'm not good at 20, 30 feet in the air. I don't know. It's so high that, you'd at least give it a thought before you jumped off of it into some water. That's how I think of heights in my head.
Would I dive from it?
Yeah. All the men's and women's trophies are just displayed as hella national championship trophies, which is so cool. Women's gym just beat LSU 1-2, going at it at home. How crazy is it for an opposing gymnastics teams to be? Do you think that their bus goes past that part of the facility? I think they pull in like around down Jenkins, they turn down Imhoff, and then kind of go into the LNC that way. The back, yeah. Or accidentally driving past this huge trophy display. Be funny.
I'm trying to put it up.
You're pulling it up?
Yeah. I'll put it up on the live.
Okay. The Realist. Man, I always miss the live. We're still going. We've been going for a while, but we're still going. Appreciate the shouts out to the family. Hope your family's doing well as well.
Huge.
What'd you say?
Just put it up and it's like you can only see the corner of the picture is really big.
Yeah, it's gigantic.
I'm fixing it.
I gotta
You gotta give me like a minute. Doing this
Jeez
live.
Louise.
Seeing how the sausage is made right now.
Oh man. No. All right. All that.
There you go.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, just driving by that, seeing that's who we're about to play.
It's got to be debilitating. Like, oh man. Oh yeah. No, but all right. Football facilities. That's what I was really getting at.
Football guy wants to talk football stadium.
Yeah, I do. I really have no skin in the game, but there seems to be a lot of like split opinions on the West Side expansion project. Amidst all these other facilities changes and stuff, like how do we feel about the West Side expansion? I kind of think it's just a sign of the times. Like, I don't think anybody's doing it for any specific reason, or whether that be positive or negative. I just think it's what needs to be done. So they're doing it. Like, at some point, we're going to have to do this. We could argue design all day, but I think we just need to embrace it and make it ours, whatever that ends up looking like. Yeah. Well, let me know what y'all think. I'm just going to say it. People really have issue with the wall. Of all the things, I think the wall is number one and the premium seating is number two, or maybe vice versa, but kicking out the whatever seats there are for more box seats or more premium seating. And then there's like the wall that separates the new seats versus the old seats or something that I was hearing, which I think could actually be like a really fun dynamic.
Yeah, I don't know how much of a wall it is.
I like Mark's take. More boxes equal more rich people with a reason to become more invested in the team. In a nutshell, yeah, that's kind of how, probably why. But also, like, we just need to keep up with the Joneses too. I think it'll make our stadium look a lot bigger and whatever.
So, I mean, we've talked about, like, in the NIL era now, like, the arms race of facilities has taken a bit of a back seat.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still, I mean, when we go to the Cotton Bowl every year, I mean, how excited were we when we found out that they widened the concourses and added more concessions, and, like, updated the Cotton Bowl. I think we were all pretty stoked about that.
Yeah. There's always going to be, like, I think there's probably a lot more positives in all these renovations and all these projects than there are negatives. There's people, it's going to be change, and so there's always going to be some negative emotion that comes with it, which I understand. Like, it's hard to get over tradition and, like, having seats for forever.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how this world works, man. Change has to happen. If we want to continue to keep up with the Joneses or, evolve into better teams and better programs, we've got to change. I'm in favor of all these projects, honestly. I like what we're doing. I like that there's effort being made to improve our program. Even like every year, I feel like, it might not always be the football team or always be the softball team or always be the baseball team or basketball team, whatever, but we always have student athletes doing their freaking thing. Mm-hmm. We always have success, and because of that, we've got to keep pouring into this huge machine, keep making it go. And so, like I said, there's always going to be some people with some opinions, and that's fine. Just make sure you're still tuning in, because if you don't, you're going to miss a lot of really cool sports and a lot of really cool arenas and stadiums and whatever. Let me take one last look at this chat. I appreciate everybody for hopping in. It's been a pretty good show. I like these topics that we dove into. Y'all had some good points, stirred up some good stories. Kristen, Boomer, or I guess I'm supposed to say Sooner. Oops. Yeah, the realist. Sorry you missed most of it. We were going to try to keep the consistency going.
Yeah, we should be here noon on Tuesdays moving forward.
Noon on Tuesdays from here on out. No more President's Days to get in the way. Yeah, all right. Lastly, just before, I just think it's important, man. Don't forget to check on your people. Don't forget to just send that text, make that call. Even if you feel like you're annoying somebody, just do it. Because you'll feel worse if it doesn't turn out the way that it should. So, all right, everybody. Boomer Sooner. We'll see you next time.